Welcome to the Fortisiem product training, sales enablement section. Now that you have completed the Fortisiem product overview, you will examine specific sales strategies and other Fortisiem related sales enablement topics. The threat landscape is increasing, while the IT personnel and tools needed to manage in this environment are decreasing. Many organizations turn to SIM tools only after a breach occurs. SIM tools are becoming very common in organizations that need to meet compliance standards, because these tools provide the audit data needed to validate the organization's efforts. The use of SIM tools is also becoming common in organizations looking for more efficient ways to detect and manage threats and breaches. The global security information and event management market accounted to $2.59 billion in 2018 and is expected to grow at a compounded annual growth rate of 10.4% during the forecast period of 2019 through 2027 to account for $6.24 billion by 2027. We know, based on all the headlines, security remains a challenge for organizations. In fact, Gartner is recommending that organizations shift investments to detection and response because even the best preventative controls will not prevent all incidents. At the same time, they also note that performance and security monitoring are interrelated and often converging because end users don't care if the problem is security or IT related. If a business service or system is unavailable, it is unavailable. Specifically, customers have three primary challenges that they are trying to meet. 1. Monitor business services to meet SLAs. 2. Detect and respond quickly to potential security breaches in order to mitigate their impact to the organization. 3. Assess and report on compliance so that customers reduce the risk of fines or penalties. By collecting, correlating, and analyzing information that is pertinent to both NOC and SOC, Fortisiem is uniquely suited to address all three business drivers mentioned earlier by monitoring not just IT systems, but also the business services they power, detecting potential security breaches, and guiding or automating responses, and assessing compliance with a range of regulations over time in order to proactively identify and address noncompliance. Further, Fortisiem is built on a patented configuration management database that dynamically discovers and classifies devices. It easily scales as the organization grows. Having been designed to be a multi-tenant platform, it can be used as a shared platform to monitor discrete lines of business with access by different groups or individuals with various roles. The following is a list of the key features that differentiate Fortisiem from standard SIM platforms. Active asset discovery and performance monitoring. Fortisiem can perform active asset discovery. It has an integrated CMDB to assist with asset management. Fortisiem performs performance and availability monitoring, such as CPU, memory, storage, and configuration change monitoring. This extends the functionality of the platform and provides the user with additional contextual data. Scale of architecture. The virtual appliance architecture of Fortisiem allows rapid scalability and easily increases performance and log processing capacity by adding virtual appliances. There is no charge for virtual appliances. Single pane of glass interface. Most Fortisiem features, including dashboards, analytics, incidents, CMDB, and administration, are accessed through an intuitive, web-based GUI. Customizable role-based access control allows organizations to control what each user can access. multi-tenant MSSP features. Fortisiem supports MSSP deployments with a scalable multi-tenant feature set, including a customizable multi-tenant capable GUI, multi-tenant capable database, and scalable multi-tenant capable architecture. FortiGuard integration. The Fortisiem IOC subscription provides access to the FortiGuard indicators of compromise threat feed. This high-value threat feed can be correlated against logs to help identify malicious traffic. Of course, Fortisiem also performs traditional SIEM functions, such as central log management, automated analysis and alerting, log analytics and reporting, and dashboards. Gartner has situated Fortisiem in the niche player quadrant and has noted that the product provides a single platform across functional groups. Frost & Sullivan reported that Fortisiem offers the best asset discovery and asset mapping, thus simplifying the security analyst's job. Much of what a security analyst has to do in a triage and investigation is already done on Fortisiem and is searchable on dashboards. And ESG noted that Fortisiem's cross-correlation performance, availability, change configuration, security, and compliance gives it a significant edge against today's cyber threats. Fortisiem provides critical capabilities to organizations of all sizes and types. It really can benefit any organization that must comply with regulatory standards related to protecting network assets, especially enterprise organizations, seeking tools for faster detection and remediation of threats and breaches as they try to protect their brand, reputation, and customer relationships. When looking for prospects, target organizations such as retail with PCI compliance concern, financial services that seek to protect critical financial and personal data, comply with PCI regulations, and implement FFIEC recommendations. Higher education institutions, PCI, FERPA, HIPAA compliance. Healthcare organizations that are struggling to satisfy HIPAA requirements. MSPs, MSSPs, who are seeking to offer services such as the one previously described for stickier, more strategic offerings. Various government agencies. Key people and positions to contact are network security managers, directors, vice presidents, CSO, CISO, and CIO. Here are some questions to ask. How are you protecting your network from breaches today, and how is that working? How are you planning to manage against the threats expected from the proliferation of IoT devices? What is your number one concern related to network security, performance, or compliance? It's not surprising to hear customers say that they have some form of SIEM solution. Some of the common objections are, why are you a better SIEM? Our patented real-time analytics identify malicious behavior more quickly than our competitors. Our scalability leads the market. Our NOC capabilities are unique, and the platform was architectured for multi-tenancy from day one. Why do you price based on devices? We charge only for the devices that you actively monitor in the CMDB. There is no limit to the number of unmanaged devices discovered. I want 15,000 EPS and 500 devices. Why are you charging me more for the additional EPS? 10 EPS per device is sufficient for the majority of our customers. If your average is above 10 EPS per device, it is easy to add more EPS. Why doesn't Fortisiem offer an appliance? Fortisiem offers 3 devices: FSM500F collector, and the FSM2000F and FSM3500F all-in-one devices. EPS dropping is the most common objection. Why do you drop events? The EPS reservoir now allows bursting up to 5 times your licensed limit, so the probability of actually dropping an event is extremely small. In the case of a DDoS attack, your DDoS prevention devices will drop packets and not generate an event for every packet, thus limiting the number of events Fortisiem actually sees. The competition doesn't drop events. Why do you? QRadar has a reservoir and will drop events too. Logarithm's EPS rate is limited by the appliance, so they will drop too. Splunk will charge you if you exceed the license limit 4 times in a month. With respect to threat intelligence, IBM's QRadar supports STIX and TAXII formats with an extensions application. Logarithm relies on threat intelligence from partnerships and their own smallish threat lab. AlienVault lacks support for multiple threat intelligence feeds. QRadar earned a warning in the architecture category because large deployments can be very complicated. Logarithm is designed for speed and scalability, but its scalability can be costly and cumbersome. By contrast, AlienVault's architecture is cobbled together from multiple open source products, and the all-in-one appliance lacks expansion capabilities. Support for ticketing systems in Logarithm seems to be quite limited and vanilla in nature, for example, notification by email. Logarithm does support ServiceNow integration, but it requires users to write their own scripts. AlienVault USM Anywhere supports ServiceNow. For a more detailed analysis of how these products and others compare to Fortisiem, go to Fuse, Marketing Menu, Products, Fortisiem, or look for the link in the Resources section. Access Group is a 300-employee company here in the U.S. with a 2-person IT security shop who has been growing their business, their network, and their security requirements. Specifically, as they upgraded their network to 10G, they needed to upgrade from their installed FortiGate 300Cs to support the faster network, increase the enabled security functions, including sandboxing, and gain a clear view of security and availability throughout their modest organization. They chose the 900Ds for 10G connectivity and full-featured security inspection today and 5 years out, with the Enterprise Protection Bundle for the cloud sandboxing. Further, instead of selecting a separate security and performance monitoring tool, they looked at SolarWinds. They went with Fortisiem that could not only give them security visibility, such as geolocation-based alerting and mitigation libraries, but also IT health status in a single solution. The value of this SIEM edition was an automated way to stay ahead of security and availability issues, rather than coming into the office one day to a full-blown system crisis. Finally, as a new Office 365 customer, they will be looking at FortiMail Cloud next to extend their security fabric out to email. The key reasons for increasing the Fortinet investment were a trusted relationship earned over time, the ability to automate monitoring and alerting to help a 2-person IT security group stay ahead of problems, options to expand on the initial solution. As an example of the second use case, consider this growing healthcare organization looking to get a more proactive approach to security. With a range of Fortinet products already deployed, they added the advanced threat detection capabilities of FortiSandbox and Fortisiem to identify security risks, bearing deeper investigation with the help of their installed FortiAnalyzer. And for the managed service providers that organizations often rely on for security monitoring, Fortisiem offers a powerful platform that, in the words of this provider, is able to take inputs from so many sources and then create a context to correlate information that's much more accurate and insightful than alternatives. Not only does this speed response to security incidents, it also enables new monitoring services on the IT side to help service providers grow their businesses. Panasonic Avionics provides in-flight connectivity and infotainment content for more than 300 airlines around the world, addressing the growing demand from passengers for internet access while in transit. The company also offers the same services to the shipping, maritime, mining, and oil and gas industries. With travelers bringing more personal devices, from laptops and tablets to smartphones and Internet of Things devices onto airplanes, Panasonic Avionics service delivery requirements have evolved, creating new demands and challenges for their IT and security infrastructure. They use solutions from the Fortinet security fabric in several different ways, including the Fortisiem, security information and event management product. Fortisiem provides a single pane of glass so that when there is an event, they are able to be notified and take appropriate action. When they use a SIM, they are basically looking for indicators of compromise, IOCs. And with these IOCs coming from an aircraft, it's not a traditional cookie-cutter infrastructure. They have different types of assets on an aircraft that do not necessarily communicate in the same manner as traditional data center equipment. They patented specific correlation rules that would indicate an IOC on board an aircraft, and it's those events they want to be notified about. Each one of their airline customers has its own view, where they can see if an incident occurred. Some of the incidents they want to know in real time, and others they don't need to be woken up for. They have been working with Fortinet to really fine-tune these rules and displays for their customers so that the CSO of an airline can be on a tablet and they have all that data in front of them. Fortisiem is sold on a license per device that is to be monitored and comes standard with the ability to ingest and process 10 EPS. Licenses are sold as either perpetual or subscription models. FortiCare Maintenance provides product support and includes updates as new capabilities are added. Fortisiem agents, both the Windows agent and Linux agent, are key to processing device information as close to the source as possible to reduce unnecessary information traveling across the network and for more rapid identification of threats. See the chart on the right for the capabilities of each option. Larger customers prefer the flexibility and scalability of virtual implementations as CPU cores and memory can be easily expanded. Smaller customers may prefer the ease of deployment of the all-in-one appliances, FSM2.nse3 and FSM3500F. Hardware collectors will appeal to customers without VM infrastructure at remote sites, FSM500F. If organizations need more EPS due to devices that generate high volumes of events, they can purchase additional EPS for a very nominal fee. Fortisiem is now also available as a consumption-based license for MSSP customers only. The pay-G model takes away the pricing complexity of competing vendors and offers you a predictable pricing scheme with no surprises and a very low initial purchase. You can tailor your business model around 2 single SKUs, N number of devices and N number of agents. And finally, Fortinet has many training and professional services options to help customers quickly get up to speed and productive. To wrap it all up, Fortisiem is a next-generation SIM tool that offers unique capabilities that no other SIM tool on the market can offer, with key strengths that organizations need in managing network security, performance, and compliance in today's challenging environment, while positioning them for their needs in the future. Fortisiem's key strengths include patented real-time analytics with pre-built reports for rapid detection and remediation of threats to network assets and compliance standards. Real-time asset and configuration discovery for baseline mapping and constantly searching for any new elements being added to the network. Rapid scale-out architecture ensure readiness for today and in the future, with features that enable Fortisiem to ingest, process, report, and store hundreds of thousands of events per second. Multi-tenant architecture, which is key for both enterprises and service providers to create unique physical and logical reporting domains. A solution with APIs that make it easy to add integrations with other sources of security information, with hundreds of integrations already available out of the box. The industry's only NOC and SOC analytics that are cross-correlated in real time. All with actionable analytics for quickly identifying threats and their root cause, with dynamic dashboards that make it easy to customize the reports that are important to each user. The optional FortiGuard IOC Threat Feed subscription delivers a regularly updated threat intelligence feed to Fortisiem. And all this is available through a single pane of glass with a simple-to-operate user interface. You should now be able to identify the business drivers and security challenges that organizations currently face, understand the business drivers as to why organizations are using SIEM tools in their efforts to overcome these challenges, describe key product features of Fortisiem above other SIEM options, identify the sales strategies and competitive advantages of Fortisiem.